Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Build Live from Oak Hill Works. How are you all doing? I hope you are well. And yes, despite me doing a sound test, Streamlabs had muted the blooming microphone whilst pre-stream chat was on. Thank you, Streamlabs. Appreciate it. It was really awesome of you. How are we all doing this evening? I hope you are well. Good evening, Jordan. Welcome. How are you? So tonight's goal is to build a tender for our C2. Which, if it's anything like the chassis from last week, it'll be great. I am glad you are fine. Good to have you here. You haven't been the last couple of weeks, have you? I don't recall. And good evening, Simon. I am very well. How are you? I've done some playing with Streamlabs. Which is probably why it's broken, let's be honest. And in theory, if my alert sound goes off tonight, you guys should actually hear it. Which would be nice if that does work. And good evening, Bob. How are you? I hope you are well. And good evening again, Alan. How are you? I hope you are well. It's good to have so many people here. Haven't been seen too much here, caught the illness. Oh no, I am sorry to hear that. I hope you are feeling much better. Fine, hope all's okay with you and yours. Yes, things are very good here. In fact, if anything, they are too good. Work has been way too busy this week. And it wasn't much quieter last week, if I'm honest. Although not quite to the same extent, because as well as the shop being busy this week, I had 40 repairs come through over the workbench this week, so yeah, it's been a busy one. Right, so tonight is the tender. Now, most people would think I'd have got these instructions ready sooner, but no. That would be way too efficient of me. And clearly, with the way Streamlabs is acting, we're not having one of those tonight. Okay, my friend, I'm hoping to hear back from the agency. Let's do raw mail, sending my documents off to them. Oh, that will be excellent. Hopefully, you can have some more work out of that, because, of course, more work, more money, more fun. Currently DC fitting and trying DMU while listening. Ah, I have done a few of those. They're not my favourite to fit because of how you have to alter the pickups onto the brushes so that you're not shorting, but still good. No. Oh no, I'm all well and good now. Really shouldn't have mentioned that. No, it's fine to mention it. I just wanted to say, you know, I hope everything is okay now, and I'm glad to hear that it is. It was a very busy week. How did we do yesterday? Yesterday was fantastic. I did not stop in the shop yesterday. Remember how, like, last week was really, really busy and we took so much more than we would normally take? Yeah, we definitely took more this week than we did last week. Christ, was yesterday busy. I even bought some more second hand yesterday, because of course I did. Hydration is important, everyone. So yes, it is the tender this week, which is actually kind of spread out a little bit everywhere in here. The main parts are all in one place. Not more second hand. Yes, more second hand. I think I've also already sold all of the second hand I bought yesterday. Because, you know, we can't have this stuff sitting around. Irony was a very good idea. Well, I mean, we've certainly been very busy since then. So if you really want to take the credit. And good evening, WJS Productions. How are you? I hope you are well. Let's start with one bag before we go on to the next day. Because we do want everything out of this bag. That was a terrible cut and you should all be ashamed. I'm sure you are. So yes, we have here the starts of the tender chassis, which is, there we go, that way around I want it. We've got the tender sides. We've got the coal space. We've got the edges to the coal space where the toolboxes and such forth are. And we've got the outside frames. And good evening, Lady Alex. How are you this evening? I hope you are well. So the outsides of the tender frames are, that's clever, actually have pinpoint holes in them for the wheels. So we shall be opening those out and fitting brass bearings. Because, yeah, I'm not using the white metal. I never use the white metal for that. It feels like afternoon over here across the pond. How's it over on the east side? It definitely doesn't feel like afternoon here, being it's just gone 9:10 in the evening. Sleepy, very sleepy and hungry. Well, that's not great. But at least you've come here so I can send you to sleep. So there's that. Because, you know, I'm sure I will manage it. There we go. There's some bearings. They're what I was after. So we've got some bearings to put in. Had a very busy day yesterday. I was out with Grandad and his friends shooting ducks and partridge and pheasants on a farm. Birds were bred to be hunted and my job was to scare the birds. Fair enough. That is one way to spend a day. Loco's looking awesome now. Thank you very much. I am very happy with how the Loco's gone. Hopefully the tender is going to go just as well for us. So we're going to... Well, there's a few more parts I need to get out immediately for the build. But then I'm probably going to leave all the smaller parts until we've got the main structure of it built. So that is the door at the front. And there is the back wall. And slowly it becomes a tender. We'll go check stuff out real quick. Be back in a few. Okay. we have in here our front for the buffer beam, and in here we have the back. And I do think that will do us for parts to get started. Everything else seems to be small parts that can wait until the structure is together. So of course the first thing I need to do is find the right size drill bit. That appears to be the one. One of my videos on my channel went from 2 views to over 400 views. Well done. That is fantastic. I'm back. Hello back. I am Gary. So yes, it's that really fun part where we start drilling out holes. Luckily, with the aid of the actual Archimedes drill, it shouldn't take too long. And yes, as Bob says, smash that like button. Absolutely destroy it. And whilst you're down there, don't forget about subscribing and such forth if you aren't already. It really does help the channel. There we go. There is the bot saying it as well. To do, remember to smash the like button or give it a gentle tap while there. Make sure you subscribe and press the notification bell so you get alerted whenever I go live or upload a video. This has been your timely Gary is a YouTube shield notification. There's the word I was after. I'll return with it again later on. But yeah, you wouldn't believe how much a like button and stuff actually helps out YouTubers. In fact, the dislike button helps just as much, so feel free to smash the dislike button. You know, we're an equal opportunities YouTube channel here. If you don't like it, smash the dislike button. There are actually a fair number of YouTube channels that use that to their advantage. Because when it comes to YouTube's performance on your channel, it doesn't care whether it's a like or a dislike, as long as someone has interacted with the video. So you can make something really controversial that you know people are going to hate, and they will hit the dislike button. And it can make your channel absolutely huge. Because YouTube will be saying, oh look, people are interacting with this video, we'd best put it in front of more people. Tap the like button twice. Oh, if only it would let you, eh? If only it would let you. Because I hate to say it, but my most successful video recently is when we were playing Railroads Online. Now, I don't want to be a gaming YouTuber. I want to be a modelling YouTuber. And I want modelling to be a thing that works on YouTube. There is a rubbish video on my channel. Live stream helps your channel work. Yes, live streams are great for getting for helping channel growth. So another metric, obviously, as well as the like button and the dislike button, YouTube looks at how many comments you get. You know, if lots of people are commenting, you must be putting out good content. A reasonable assumption to make. The thing is, YouTube regards every message sent in a live stream chat exactly the same as it does a comment. So every message in the live chat, including those from the spam bots, helps grow the channel. What you're saying is we should all spam the chat. Honestly. Text like melodramatic teenagers. Oh, YouTube loves this stuff. E1Rs. No, they're not. No, they're not. No. My best video is when I met Jeff Marshall at Solon Railway Station, over 2k views. Yeah. So my most successful video of all time is my white metal soldering video that I did with the K class a couple of years ago. Yeah, look. I've got one of these for people that say E1Rs are good. It is a literal ban hammer. It has a terrier on the other side. Because I was bored and drew a terrier on it. But yeah, ironically, I could set up my chatbot to post an automated message instantly as soon as YouTube's minimum, which I think is 30 seconds, passes. And it would get me absolutely loads of comments. No, it's not a terrier smashing hammer. It's a ban hammer with the channel logo on it. Is it? How can you say that? That's oh. The E2 isn't a terrier. Good to be back interacting with live streams. I've missed them, and you have been missed too. I say it always makes me smile when familiar names come along. So yeah, it is great to have you here. But yeah, so I don't want to be a regular gaming streamer. But that's what's doing well recently, is that video. So if we could make all my other videos do fantastically, that'd be great. They need views and likes. Going to get a Hornby E2 and a Hornby BR Black Terrier. Why would you do these things? What? Why would that be your choices? I mean, I think I've got a BR Black Terrier. I certainly used to have a BR Black Terrier, if I don't anymore. It might have been repainted already. And I've got two E2s, but that's not the point. And there we go, all 6 holes drilled out, ready. And I don't think I've gained any extra blisters from that. So that's good. But hydration is important. So I've actually realised as I was doing that, you know, these wheels are going to sit in here. They don't actually need the pinpoints, do they? But they've got them, and they will get them. But in theory, they don't actually need them. I'm going to get a Hornby Terrier because I like terriers and you like terriers. I mean, that's a good reason to get a terrier. But BR Black is that you don't need good reasons to get terriers because, you know, terriers. If you hit that exclamation mark terriers in chat, you'll see what I think about dying terriers. Agree, hydration is important. That's why I'm drinking Guinness whilst watching the live stream. I approve of Guinness. When did you last get a terrier? About 3/4 of an hour ago. No, exclamation mark terrier. I don't think there's an S. I'm not keeping 2 commands updated. That's still a bit tight. The rest are right. The other ones are okay. There we go. I can English. No exclamation mark at the end. Exclamation mark at the front, then terrier. As Linny's done there. Should have more terriers. Maybe I should get an SR1 for a change, but I do got a rebuild to finish. Yeah, that's nice and free now. There we go. The bot tells you what I think of buying terriers. And yes, Linny, that number is completely up to date and accurate. I have just updated it. When I opened the chatbot just before the start of the stream, I updated that number. WR G6 better than an LB&SCR E2? I agree. I don't know if the capital affects it or not. There's certainly no capital in my command. Well, there we go. It doesn't, so case doesn't matter. But yes, I now own 22 Terriers in 00 gauge. Because why wouldn't I own 22 Terriers in 00 gauge? Actually, going to turn this up to start with and tin up some bearings. I'm wondering about leaving the centre wheel floating free though, but that will require taking the pinpoints off the axle. I've probably got some axles that will go in it, because you could own 23. That's a good reason. That is a very good reason. Yep, that's exactly the number of them I wanted to come out. So that's good. Right, what's the whole Terrier thing? It's one of my commands. You put !Terrier in the chat, and the chatbot replies by telling you how many Terriers I currently own in 00. There is a whole host of commands. Most of them are not on my webpage that tells you what the commands are anymore, because it's been absolutely ages since I've updated that. The webpage, for those wondering, is oplmodelrailway.co.uk/commands.php, probably. I might have made it just /commands. I honestly can't remember. It's one of them. There they are. World's worst rep. No, no, he's not here. He doesn't get a command. I like my Terrier, I must say. Well, as you should, because Terriers are awesome. There is no reason to not like a Terrier. There's two types of people in this world, those that like Terriers and those that are wrong. And yes, Linny, indeed, you cannot have too much flux. I just need to keep the amount of solder on these quite low. Which I'm not very good at. Can't even get this one to stay on the thing. See, that's how terrible I am at it now. There we go. Right then. They are all fluxed up with nowhere to go. Just yet. These carry with more Terrier links. Are they from the same place? Because if so, I'm not buying any more because I've already paid postage. Got my own B1 and a K1 00. Very nice. Very nice. Can't wait for the rep's next visit. Okay, well, you can deal with him next time then, Sophia. What did you everyone think of TSW announcement yesterday? I thought it was really cool. I'm not a TSW player, but I am really glad to see that Steam is finally coming to it. It's nice to see Dovetail actually follow through on a promise, you know? Where do terriers come from? That they were handcrafted by the Lord God himself and sent down to earth for our pleasure. Or Brighton, one of the two. When an E1 and a T1 love each other very much. I prefer my one. Stocks. Right then, that is all the brass. I can turn the soldering iron down. And I can get these fitted, because terriers were by Stroudley. That's what I said. I said the terriers were by Stroudley. My parents always told me they came from Brighton. Handcrafted by the Lord God himself. That's where they came from. E1Rs are an abomination to mankind and should never have existed. They took a wonderful loco and destroyed it. Imagine how that poor E1 must have felt having... I can English, honest. Imagine how that poor E1 must have felt being ruined like that. It's just not a very nice thing to joke about. Terriers are a man's best friend. That they are. They very much are. Alright, I'm going to do something naughty here because these aren't quite sitting low enough. I'll turn the soldering iron up. And good evening, Alexander. How are you this evening? I hope you are well. So do not try this at home. Because it's not going to take much for this to go very, very wrong. Just It probably felt as bad as that M7 that got superheated iron boiler. No, it was much worse than that. Too many Alexes, not enough Alexes. Well, it's a good job you come with a prefix then, Lady Alex. Does the R and E one R stand for ruined? Yes, yes it does. Right, it's finally completed my third Keith Park renaming as well as A1X in an old Terrier plus certain 32636 is on her way. Yourself? Excellent. I approve of lots of Terrier action. But yes, I am very well. I've had a very busy week and I'm rather enjoying sitting here and melting some white metal at the minute. Even though it doesn't seem to be melting very well, despite my best efforts. Look at that, I can't even melt white metal properly when I want to. This one's actually stuck though, so maybe this bit has melted a bit. It's certainly hot enough that it should have done. But no, it hasn't. So we're going to get rid of these bearings that I tinned up. The E1R ghost will come to haunt those said several loco. I'm ghost of the E1. I mean, haunt away. I'm not scared of you. You're a terrible, terrible loco. Simon, yes, good evening, Killian. How are you? Which number did you give your D3, Gary? My D3 is Haywards Heath. You'll have to look up the number because I can't remember the number off the top of my head. But it's Haywards Heath. Because I bought my D3 kit from the Haywards Heath show. I am very well, thank you, Killian. There we go, once again, exactly the correct number of bearings. I'm good at that, aren't I? That'd be 370. That sounds right. Thank you, Alex. Get in the hole. Can't wait for spring to come so I can go outside and drive my RC cars and boats. Wahey, RC. I have an RC car sat next to me in a box right now. It's not mine, it's going to the shop. And that will double our stock of RC cars. Because, yeah, we don't sell RC cars usually. So, first method with tinning up the bearings went terribly. Just like everything else. If I had the money, I'd buy the 3-foot long RC warship kit in my local shop. I mean, that does sound fun. Well, I can sell you the Bismarck at that sort of length, but it's not remote control. Hydration is important. Soldering iron's nearly cooled back down. So I have nearly our EE1. Yeah, that's their electric thing, wasn't it? Very good to say it. No, but still. No, I know that feeling. You must also try out the big rocket, weather permitting. Yes, so definitely. I am getting a new burner for it. Hopefully make it a bit more reliable. A bit better. I'm gonna see about doing other modifications to it at some point to see if I can make it actually powerful. We shall have to wait and see what I can manage with that. But the new burner should be much better than the one it comes with. Anyway, I was a prototype alleged Loco 2C2 wheel arrangement. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, Linny. Don't forget to hit the like button, smash the notification bell, subscribe to Oak Hill Model Railway. Thank you, Simon. Yes, please do all those things if you haven't already. So it really helps out the channel a lot, and it really means a lot to me personally. Seeing a video with lots of likes on it, or a live stream with lots of likes on it, does genuinely make me happy. It's pretty cool looking Loco. Yes. And they're bad steamers generally, but there's a guy on YouTube based in Holland, I think, made a good Loco out of his. Yeah, I've been chatting to a guy about it who is sending me the new burner. He's replaced the one in his. In fact, he's done a lot of modifications to his. His now has the fuel tank in the Loco, for example. So there's no connection to the tender at all. I won't be going quite that far with it though. Mine's already had a replacement fuel tank at some point in its life, so it's got a nice metal one rather than the plastic one they come with. Which has been tested to a significantly higher pressure than the Loco is capable of actually getting. And then, of course, it'll have to go in the railway. We're going to design some track and see. We're going to see about designing some laser cut track and getting my next door neighbours to have a laser cutter to cut it for me. And then I can build a layout in the garden out of plywood. I'd like to build an LB&SCR Rainhill at some point. Same prototype, same gauge, just coal-fired. That, I mean, coal-fired is the best form of live steam, obviously. I didn't realise LB&SC had done one of them. I really should get his book at some point. But, you know, want to finish reading the books I've got first. Crazy idea, I know. Right, so with those now suitably modified with brass bearings that it doesn't want to focus on, there we go. And looking quite neat. The original rocket was coke fired. It would have been, yes. Did a few old Locos including Jenny Lind? I did not know that. I mean, I knew he'd done old Locos, but I didn't know he'd done Rocket and Jenny Lind. But it makes sense since he was a Brighton man. Tempted to model D3 2365 and a book of walk 190 before it all went a bit wrong. Victoria. Now, I do believe I want to take the coal rails off of these sides before I build it. Have you heard of the fireless steam locomotives? Yes, indeed, there are lots. 10 has inside bearings. Does it need pinpoint bearings as well? Not really, but, you know. Why let semantics like that get in the way? There we go. There's the picture I'm looking for. Yes, indeed, the coal rails want to come off. So that means cutting mat. It'd be easier if this big lump for holding the rear coal rail on wasn't here. I think that's one of the two British trains to claim a kill in World War II, the other being the RHDR armoured train, which claimed to kill mainly because the overflying German train got confused by the scout train, flew into the ground thinking he was higher than he was. Just don't mess with railways in Kent. Well, yeah. And of course, the one that Victoria took down had literally come over to mess with the railways in Kent. It come over and shot up the depot and was going back home when it saw it and was like, aha! A loco, let's take that out as well. There we go, nice neat removal of coal rails. So it's just annoying that they felt the need to have these on here anyway. They even have etched rails for after they had the coal rails added, but before they were filled in. But we will be having none whatsoever. It's got a nice straight edge to keep the knife straight along here, so it's not too much trouble. Almost through. My knife's gone really blunt now, clearly. There we go. No coal rail on this side either. Sorted. This way round. Ravenglass armoured train greater than RHDR armoured train. How many kills did the Ravenglass armoured train get? Because that's what I'm going to base what I think is the best one on. I didn't think they were right. Had an armoured train. I don't know enough, so I'll stay out of that one. Remember to clean it, because so far I failed to do that every time. And when soldering, cleanliness is very important. I'm now off to bed. I look forward to seeing the next video and stream. Take care and stay safe. Okay, thank you for coming, Simon. Great to see you here. As always, I'll see you next week, I hope. Sleep well. And I hope you hear back regarding the job soon. Man by the 6th Battalion, Somerset Light Infantry, shooting down a Messerschmitt 109, a Hognall Strip 1, Dornier, DO17. That's quite a good kill count. There we go. And with a little bit of bending, it's in the right shape. Because it's white metal, you're always going to need to do a little bit of bending on parts. Nothing you can do about that. It's quite a flexible metal, it's very soft. If I use this, I can use... Now I can use this to hold that straight whilst I get the first bits of solder tagged on. At least that's the plan. Well, sort of. Wasn't meant to all fall off like that. There we go, that's where we want it. Yes, perfect. Now I can get some solder on the rest of it. Speaking of jobs, my parents actually encouraged me to get a railroad job, probably work at a tourist line like Strasbourg or something. Great idea. Great idea. I wish you all the best in that. I remember seeing a photo somewhere of the Ravenglass armoured train, making us at RSDR3. Oh, and they are 0. Just out of curiosity, is the next live stream painting the loco and tender? Well, everything will depend on how far we get tonight. Honestly. But it will be happening at some point. The foot plate has bent slightly. This will be fun. I put it on there. That's a bit better. Sheffield Wednesday on Queen's Park Rangers one. But yeah, I have no idea what next week's live stream will be until we finish this one. And we got to get some electrics in the loco at some point as well. Here we go and chat, mate. Drive out of a distraction. Good evening, Andy. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope it was a good distraction and worth missing the first hour of the live stream. Trying to decide whether to go for a loco kit or some kits for buildings for my layout. It's a tough one. Because they're such different things, and really you want both of them. Apart from building, my other favourite is the painting. Well, I mean, can't have one without the other. And there's a link to my website. Well, hey, my website. I'll post something on my blog one day. I say that a lot, don't I? Eventually it will happen. I quite like the shunting personally. I mean, the shunting is good fun. But I did a poll on this and the people don't like the shunting apparently. They like the layout building though. So I need to decide what we're doing next on the layout so I can get on with that. There we go. Look at that. Isn't it looking nice already? Very nice and tender. Maybe we need to do some more virtual punning. No. We're not a gaming channel. And I mean, it's gaming and American free foot. It's definitely not what this channel is about. Although for those that do want to play Railroads online, we do play a session every Friday night through my Discord server. So if you want to come and join us, my Discord is the place to be. The session generally runs from about 7 o'clock till midnight in the evening. So yeah, if you're interested in that, do join my Discord, !Discord in the chat. Most people don't know what they are missing. Well, yeah, the poll is still there, and the results are really quite conclusive on what people want to do and don't want to see. No, it's alright. I haven't bought any more terriers since earlier in the stream. You'll be glad to hear. Train sim. So I don't play train sim personally. I've quite enjoyed watching other people play it. Well, that's annoying, YouTube. I wanted to give you the actual results of the poll, and it won't show me them on my phone. Because YouTube's dumb like that. So Dapple announced they're making Step Me and OCL. Yeah, so I'm waiting to see that. I might order myself one. But they got the colour wrong so badly on the first run of Improved Engine Green ones that I don't want to order it just yet. But if I do, I will order a set of their Stroudley four-wheel coaches that they're doing in Hull as well. Not been tempted by the terror I sent you on Discord. I have not looked at it yet. You see, you sent me these things whilst I'm streaming, and I don't look at Discord whilst I'm streaming. Other than on my watch, and I can't exactly load links on my watch. So I know it's there, but I've not seen it. There we go. That's tactic. Gonna need to get some more of this white metal solder as well, aren't I? Since terrified Discord and using Wonka Vision. Yes. This colour sample looks awful again. Why did they get it so wrong? Have they actually released colour samples now? I've not seen them yet. That's really disappointing if they've got it so wrong again. But I did make this point yesterday with the current Hornby ones. They're terrible. And I don't understand why, when there is a consensus as to what the colour looked like. Clearly, Dapol and Hornby can't afford the HMRS book, which is a shame. Right, there we are. Let's see, it really looks like a tender now. What's your approach to painting logos? Brush or airbrush? little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. I need to get my new airbrush station set up, because it is going to be possible for me to be doing airbrushing from here in the studio. I've got a nice big extractor fan ready to go for it. I just need to drill a hole in the wall. In fact, I've got an extractor fan so powerful that I'm a little bit worried about its capabilities. Because this isn't a very big room and it's a very powerful extractor fan. Maybe I'm a lighting a Phoenix IG. But if I'm buying a ready to run loco, I don't want to have to repaint it. Tender time. It is indeed, Paul. How are you? I hope you are well. Double O is slightly better, but still wrong. The O gauge is hideous. Yes, it is. I've seen people repaint the O gauge one to look really nice, but I don't want to have to do that. If I'm going to, like, on the first batch of the O gauge ones, I bought an umber one, not because I wanted an umber one, I wanted an improved engine green one. But as far as I'm concerned, they didn't release an improved engine green one, so I couldn't have that. Let's go to York. I want to say there won't be many video uploaded in February, March. I'm going to have 2 teeth removed as they are in the wrong place. Ouch. Hope that goes well for you. I've had a couple removed in the past. It was not fun recovery, but I got there. And my mouth is much healthier for it. Used to like Massey Ferguson's. Yes, you could say I'm an extractor fan. Oh dear, Killian. Oh dear. Looking Brighton Museum. Yeah, exactly, Alan. I'm sure Dapo look good in black and white pictures. You won't be sucked out the room. No, but all the air might be. It's sort of perfect. They're producing Essex Suntan an improved engine green. Yes, they did. So yeah, my extractor fan so the extractor fan I've bought is capable of moving 50 litres of air a second. Which, you know, is going to be good. That's going to mean that when I'm spraying in here, everything is getting pulled out. The problem is, this room is only 4x8. 4x10, sorry. 50 litres of air a second is a lot of air in this room. What's on the other side of the vent? Don't blow someone's wig off. So there's the problem, is at the minute, it doesn't have a vent. So open a window at the same time. So the room does not have windows. If it's 8 foot tall, that room's over 9,000 litres. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's... I know I'm worrying for no reason, but yeah. If I take the camera here, you can see, so this is one wall of the studio. This is the back wall. It really is a tiny room. That is the whole of the end wall you can see there. And then if we spin around the other way, there's the other end where my Hoover's sat. It is not a big room and it has no windows. Take 3 minutes to cycle the air. And empty the room in 3 minutes of those figures are right. Yeah, so yeah. I'm sure the room can refill itself in 3 minutes quite easily. How do you get out of the room? I have a door. So this is the key aspect of it, that I have a door, which is here. No, real door. Real door into my kitchen. But the extractor fan is at that end, so it starts sucking air from this end. All I've got to let air back in, let's not knock the hydration vessel over, it's the fact I have a vent in the back wall. And there's my ruler that I've been looking for ages. Sat down the back of the vent. Oh. Good evening, Red. How are you? I hope you are well. Yes. I get that reference. Gosh, I've not thought about it in years. Yeah, I've not thought about it in years either. But once they started, I got it. Willie Rushton guest star on Field when you contact him and get him to agree. And not a moment sooner. Have to get star from Beyond the Grave. I don't see why that's a big issue. I'm sure we could arrange that. But I would like it, agreed beforehand. I am going to refill the hydration vessel. Stay on streaming. Well, that's exactly what I was thinking, Andy. Well, where he is Peter Cushing, Vincent Price, and Christopher Lee at his disposal. Everyone isn't going to be a problem. At least we'd have somebody to talk to. Yeah. Get a medium to get a big name to make. Get a medium to get a big name to make small trains. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hydration is important, everyone. Talking of people passing away, did you know that Meatloaf now has 3 songs in the top 40 in the UK? The highest being Bat Out of Hell at number 5. Heard about the 4'6" psychic who brought out of prison. She was a small medium at large. Where's the groan when you need it? Exclamation mark, dad joke. Yeah. So I was watching an actual YouTuber with my daughter earlier. Yeah, so someone that genuinely knows what they're doing with all this and actually does YouTube for a living. And they said hydration is important. Like, felt like they kind of stole that from me. The highway to hell, only a stairway to heaven, tells you something about the traffic levels. It does. It's perhaps also a good test. Because, you know, to get up to heaven, you have to climb a stairway. Always wanted Willie Russian to play Doctor Who. Can't remember why now. Blockbuster years ago, quite a bit of film featuring a dog, cat, a box, and an instrument. Rings a bell, I can tell you if I know it or not. It rings a bell, but I can tell you if I know it or not. Oh dear. Hydration is indeed important. Even the hydration vessel has the words Cabernet and Sauvignon written on it. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. I am very much glad that my hydration vessel has, well, the hydration bottle has the words orange and fizzy on it this evening, because I've gone through twice as much of that other type of hydration fluid as I usually would this week. In fact, last night I consumed as much as I normally would in a week, so yeah. Looking like a tender now. It is, isn't it? I like to think that by the end of this stream, this loco will have a nice tender behind it. This is the Dungeon Dragon podcast with Someone Tells Dad Joke. I have to roll for damage. Willie Russell, Doctor Who. Personally, I'd like to see Richard O'Brien. Mine is the old mountain pitch. Cool, right? Yeah. Mine says McDonald's and contains a banana milkshake. I mean, there should be more discussion of hydration and how great it is. I did consider earlier, well, I shouldn't tell you this because you're all going to encourage me and then I'm going to regret it. I did consider going into the commands and stuff earlier and making the hydration command, or at least the automated one, if not the manual one, play the sound of a water crane. That's a little too high at the bottom. Let's clean that flux off. See, I knew you'd all encourage me and I'd regret it. I'm sure I have a recording somewhere with a water crane in it that I can steal the sound effect from. I'm trying. Best couple honestly then. Indeed. My hydration tonight is brought to you by Captain Morgan. Well, that's one way to enjoy the fact you don't have to go into work tomorrow. A glass of water, flavoured water. I approve of water flavoured water. It is the best flavour of water. So do it. I'm trying not to just keep mine same side every single time. So I'm trying different ones. Now you want the sound of live steam injector. I don't know if I have a steam injector sound clip I can use. So I'm pretty sure I do have a water crane. And I would like to keep all the audio and stuff as much as possible my own. Like the sound effects. The music is already not mine, so, you know. Ciders have many nice flavours. That they do. I tend to only drink ciders in the summer, though. That's better. But yeah, again, this real YouTuber I was watching had an actual noise. They had a noise. I think it was every half hour. They had a noise that went off. Generic computer game drinking noise. At which point they encouraged all their viewers to take a big sip of hydration because hydration is important. And they also did the same. And I quite liked that because hydration is important. Too much up there now. Spread it out a bit and it'll be fine once it's painted. There we are. Drinking a large cup of hot cherry squash, random, but it's good. It does sound good. I like cherry. Cherry is good. At Chef's Roof for a few weeks ago for a Christmas party. And there's the donate link from Linny. If you donate, you should actually be able to hear Stepney's whistle today. Because I have played with that setting in Streamlabs. So, go and donate, everyone, to listen to Stepney's whistle. Don't really do other. Well, hey, thank you, Linny, for the tip. Did we all hear that, everyone? Did it go through? Because now that we've got a notification here, I can play with it if it didn't. Why does it still say USD in the chat? That's just stupid. I won't be away. And oh, yeah, even if it's some against the area, I heard it. That worked well. Excellent. There we go. Actually got it working. other than the chatbot saying USD. It did, nice and loud. Brilliant. I am glad to hear it. Where is that in the chatbot? It's not going to be in here. No, it's definitely not in here. It's not there. It's not there. No, can't find it in here. That's a shame. Must have been loud at your end. I heard it all the way over here. Brilliant. This is making me happy. Yeah, that one needs even more filing down than the first one, I think. But yeah, now that I've finally got that working, I can actually add more commands with sounds. $1,000 whistle fitted to Stepney. Yes. Got to get that sound to Germany somehow. All the filing. Yes, indeed. All the filing. How do you keep your fiberglass pen clean? Honestly, I don't look at the state of it. It is black. I put it out a bit more. I do not keep it clean in any way whatsoever. Every so often, though, I will, for the sake of cleanliness. And you can see it here on the edge of the workbench. It's just on the slightly rough edge of my workbench to try and get some of the crud out of it. And if it doesn't get the crud out, it does wear it down a little bit as well, so it keeps it. So, you know, you're exposing new ends and it's getting it cleaned up. But even then, it's still quite black afterwards, but not nearly as much as it was. The real secret is I have a box of refills for it. Mine feels like rubber and I use it to polish and clean wheels. So I use one of these to clean wheels. This one is a Gauge Master one. I believe it's originally made by Trix. 2 contacts there. That sits on your track. And you hold your loco on it. And I rock the loco back and forwards gently as I do it, as it does it. It's just 2 big brass brushes to keep the wheels clean. I have used fiberglass pen to do wheel cleaning before. And the big brass brushes from Gauge Master are much, much better. There we go, fits nicely now. Stepney the Terrier. Yes, Stepney the Terrier. The whistle is from a recording I did of it on the Bluebell years and years and years ago. And annoyingly, I can't find the original video anymore because it's a much longer video than that in reality. And there's some quite good sound of it running in the video. But I can't find it anywhere. Not Stepney 322 well, thanks. Stepney LTSR 442T or Stepney the 040 ST. No, none of those Stepneys count. There can be only one Stepney. It's a bit like Highlander. Terriers. Terriers are the best. I too approve of terriers. I've stepped in and lose my mind. So there we go. Look, we've got a rather good looking tender body now. You never even noticed me make that, did you? Because we've been sitting here having so much fun talking about hydration and other such things. I mean, I hope you did. Because it would be nice if at least one person was paying attention. So the next step, of course, is to get the bottom of it on. I did. Yay, someone did. And again, it's all lined up nicely and it's all got some locating tabs and stuff on here. So it really is nice and easy and simple to put together. I like these things that have locating tabs and such forth. They do make the job of kit building much easier. I mean, it would also make it much easier if they say, for example, didn't put in a boiler that's way too tall, but we don't mention that. I hate doing white metal with fiberglass paints. It gets so filthy on the white metal. I have two E-step knees. They attach my shins to my E-step thighs. Yes. So we can let you off having two of those because they're E-step knees. Get a bit of flux on this side as well because not enough came across there. I better head off. Got to be up early again tomorrow. Okay, good night. Thank you for coming. Great to have you here. Really is appreciated. Sleep well. Don't work too hard. Let's put the camera down a bit, shall we? You can actually see what's going on. So much like we did with the top of the body, I'm going to tack that so that it stands. And then we're going to put something against it at a 90-degree angle to and break it when we do, obviously. There we go. It is in the right place. So another tack at the front there, and I'm going to check it again because you can't check these things too many times. Getting it tacked in a few places along the length means that as you run the solder in properly and you remelt the areas you've tacked, the rest of them hold it in place. You know, I should have checked before starting on that way, don't you? That's the fit of the wheels. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting them in, so they are definitely going to have to lose their pinpoints. That's a shame. I'm going to check to make sure I don't miss anything. When do these streams usually end? Midnight UK time. So they are about, give or take, an hour long. 3 hours long, that's what I meant to say. So we are currently at just gone 10:30 UK time, which means it's time for me to ask what everyone is up to. So we are about the midpoint of the live stream. But yeah, midnight UK time is when I finish. Said in a like, thanks for giving me something to listen to whilst doing psychology assignments. Good evening, Will. How are you? Enjoy your psychology assignments. They sound great fun. Hydration is important, everyone. So now the question is, where's my box of wheels? It's not that one. That's my box of hooks. Because my box of wheels will have some 2mm axles in it with no pinpoints on them. And that will make life much easier than trying to remove the pinpoints from these ones. No, not that box. That's my box of people. Aha! My box of wheels. I won't, and good, they are not fun. Yeah, trying to research suitable LER or constituent brake third composites for through use, also procrastinate some prep work for uni. You want some nice portable Bresley teaks, that's what you want. I've got a nice picture of some Gresley teaks behind a Battle of Britain coming through Hailsham. I mean, it's BR days. But that's not important. Gresley's too wide for Kent. Boo. Wish I was working on model trains. It's always much more fun than psychology assignments, isn't it? I can see that. Oh, I've got two out there. There we go. Don't suppose they're actually the same size wheels they're on already. No, unfortunately not. That is a shame. Grab a couple more in case one of these actually has the wrong side axle, but I can't imagine they will. They are Romfords after all. I'm counting up some more variants of my NER hopper whilst some more are printing. Excellent. Bringing that signal box back to life. Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. Watching along and wandering between two ideas, both on the lines of a light railway either set in the UK or on the continent. Why not both? In fact, why not a nice little light railway set in France? I've got some great locos I can sell you, and even some carriages. Think about what projects I should finish. None. If you don't know what project to finish, the best thing to do is to start a new project. Once again, working on some super secret projects. Ooh, super secret projects. I like the sound of those. Cleaning my workbench. Oh, that's a sucky job. I hate having to do that. Bound on 9-foot wide carriages certainly alleviated sometime in the mid-20s, I believe. Prior to then, it's probably around 9-foot mats at the waist, provided coaches were 58 foot or under. Yeah, probably. And there's a link to my Instagram. And look, there's a link to the website from the other shill. Because I'm not shilling alone anymore. Axle. Typical. Went all that effort to get the insulator off the axle, and this one stays behind as well. Aha, there we go. Now we can check we have indeed got, yes, they are the right size axles, I can tell already. I will have some of those tiny GF coaches this week. I found the unboxed one at the weekend, Sophia, so you can have a proper look at it. Have you got any kit built logos for sale second hand? Black or green? I would love to answer that question, but honestly, I do not know. The best place to check is, the best thing to do is genuinely look through the website. There we go. Good, this wheel gauge. Chill alone. Bad, Sophia. I am a shill, you're right. at the end of the day, shilling pays my wages, so... Both insulators have stayed on that one. Let's see if the same thing happens when I remove these. Right, that one has. Yes, both have here. So in theory, that's 2 insulating bushes already at the correct spacing for double O. Did I mention small logo works P4 hoppers on sale? Hashtag shill. Ah, go ahead and shill away, Killian. You'll get no objections from me. There goes that wheel set. So it's a good job I grabbed a couple of spares, because I can't be bothered to get down on my knees and pick that up. I timed out the wrong person. I think I can undo that. No, apparently I can't. You should be able to, I think, but I can't. The insulators have not come off with this one. Or with that first one, anyway. No, they have stayed firmly on the wheels for this axle. Just much way. Blame the clause, how do I untime out? Click on the name again and see if it lets you. It's alright, Sophia. The bot auto banned Christopher once. I had to go through and unban. I had to go and log into YouTube and unbanned him. Right, well, thank you for coming, Bob. Good to have you here, as always. There we go, look, all the wheels go in it now, quite happily. This is why it's good to have a good selection of spares. Put these wheels on these axles. Super glued my finger to my Oh, I genuinely find that quite funny. I don't think you can untime out, but only lasts 5 minutes. That's still a sucky white thing to happen, even if it's only 5 minutes. Never mind. Not a lot we can do about it. So the wheels can actually come back out now, because don't super glue your finger to cardboard. No, I thought you could only super glue your fingers together. Well, I didn't think super glue stuck to anything but fingers. So you'll be glad to hear that whilst I haven't burnt myself tonight, I did at work the other day. And it was all the fault of my terrible, terrible soldering equipment at work. So that work I have, or had, a stand for the soldering iron. It was a little plastic base with a metal bit that folded up, and the soldering iron sat on top of it. And whilst I was away from the soldering iron for a second on Thursday, it decided, nah, I don't want to be folded up anymore, and fell down, dropping the hot soldering iron onto the plastic, which started melting because, you know, it's plastic. When I discovered this, I picked up the soldering iron and moved it off. Then I needed somewhere to put the soldering iron back down. So I thought, oh well, I'll just move the stand. So I picked up the stand. The melted plastic stand that the soldering iron had just been sat on, with its two metal bits sticking out the side. So, nice blister on my finger, you see there. So we all make these mistakes when we're modelling. Be they super gluing yourself to something, or melting your finger. Are you able to pay your house bills on that for model shop wage? I've been thinking of opening one myself. I mean, yes. Railway modelling is my full-time job. I don't do anything else. But my shop is a long-established shop. It's been there since the 60s. So it might be slightly different to opening a new one. But yeah, I pay my bills and raise my kids on the money that I get from the shop. And my other jobs, which are all railway modelling these days. So just because my shop works doesn't mean everyone else's will. But you don't just work at the shop, you do repairs too. I do repair. But if you can do repairs and you have a model shop to use to advertise your repairs, and then you're so good that word spreads and you get to do 40 in a week. And I'm on a week like this week, I've made a lot more money from the repairs than I have from the shop. But the shop has also made enough money that if it was in one person's ownership and they were taking the profits, they could live off it. Gosh, that's old. Yeah, it's been there a while. A rep to recommend. Yeah, did you know Dapol have bought Hornby and moved to Margate? Because literally a rep told me that. It was telling our customers that the other day. The shop was around when there isn't a model, as there isn't a model shop around my area within a 15-minute radius. I mean, my shop is more than 15 minutes away from my house. And from my shop, it's 60 miles to the next nearest shop. The shop was around when most of the Lost Brighton locos were in Steam. Yeah. The shop is only a couple of years behind the Bluebell for age. And you can have no social life because you're too busy repairing locos. It's true. It's very true. Need to get some shut eye ready for work in the morning, night. Oh, good night, Red. Thank you for coming. Sleep well. Don't work too hard. Rose Sophia, that's happened. I did the same thing too, Linny once. 40 is the number to beat this week for repairs. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to beat it. You did? Wait, what? Who said what now? Yeah, I agree, Linny. Faversham or Ford? There is one before Ford in Lancing. There's one north from us as well. $15 miles away. Yeah, I mean, I am about 12 miles from the shop at home, give or take. I'll be able to find them on 60 miles off me. They're few and far between these days, aren't they? Yes, trust my low far said from the Midlands. Silverhill's closing though because he's retiring. Hydration is important. Only mod shops I go to are Train Times and Gauge Master. I've not been to either in a long time. So the thing is, I can get you everything Gauge Master sell. And I can do it cheaper than Gauge Master do. So there's no need to go to Gauge Master, just come to Train Times. Upstairs, downstairs. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a different matter. Upstairs, downstairs are good. Plus, if you buy your Gauge Master stuff through me, you're supporting me and Gauge Master. Because I'm still buying it from them. See? Big brain thinking here. I think that's what all the cool kids say. Train Time's never been there. No, no. Who are you again? There we go. That lines up there. And I should, if I'm going to cut. Ow! That was my finger and it hurt rather a lot. I don't think there's blood. And supporting me too. Yeah, and supporting you. See? You're supporting everyone if you shop at Train Times. Eastbourne has more to do on a day out than Ford. Yes, Eastbourne's a great town to come for a day out in, made even better by the fact there's a model shop. Made even better by the fact it's my model shop. In Birmingham, my favourite model shop is Rudlow Models in North Wales. I have used them a few times for stuff. So this should go here and fit there. Brilliant, it does. You know, the sooner I get more stuff online, the more money the shop will make, and the more I can buy to make more money, to keep the shop going forever and employ lots of people. Not that I have an evil plan to take over the world or anything, but I might have an evil plan to take over the world. Definitely need to get a new one of those tip cleaners. I've lost practically all of it now. For a second there, I thought I'd soldered that on the wrong side. I mean, this I genuinely have. The one that's supposed to be here is on the front of the logo. Before the pandemic, my parents used to do long weekends in Eastbourne, State Premier in Willingdon Drive. So, the Premier Inn at Willingdon Drive, so that housing estate that comes off next to it, is where I grew up. So there we go. You used to come down and stay literally 2 minutes walk from my childhood home, staying at that Premier Inn. Should be more good plans to take over the world. There should. You're right. My locomotive shop's footplate. That's where I get most of my locomotives. Yeah, I know someone very well who used to work in footplate. And that's all I have to say about that. That make us pinky in the brain? Yes, yes it does. Which is which though? Have you just changed names midway through a live stream, Christopher? And have you been using that name and I've not noticed? Is that what's happened? You've changed midway through. Yeah, it's wonderful there. I miss it, but I live slightly more rurally now, up in Picktown. But it's not like I'm far away from it. Your finger was close to being stabbed there. My finger's often quite close to being stabbed. You'll notice this red mark on my finger here. Change channels. Okay, fair enough. Oh. I could talk. Oh, that's just even worse. Yeah, that's enough taken out of there to do that. So I'll do the same on this side, and I'll not be quite so silly next time I'm building a loco. Yeah, they've got different patterns in these back bits, and if you can remember back a couple of weeks, I did also have to. I also chopped about the one of these on the front of the loco, which obviously was designed to go on the back of the tender. In fact, it might have been last week. I had to chop it to get the chassis on. I think I actually want to go this way and get it slightly higher up. There we go. Clear a couple of bits on that. One of us is evil. You're both evil. That's the answer there, Christopher. I think I may have to leave you all in Sophia's capable talents. I mean, sleepy Linny. Good night, Linny. Thank you for coming. Sleep well. Don't work on those secret projects too hard. What was my local model shop? Tenants trying to put the prices up so much can justify sometimes. Unfortunately, I stopped going. Oh, but is that them putting the prices up, or is that prices going up from the manufacturers? Because prices are stupidly high at the minute. You can't blame the model shops for that. Yeah, you can't. You don't have mod powers from that account, Sophia. I get very confused on who I'm talking to. That would mean I have to call you Christopher 1 and Christopher 2. But which Christopher is the evil Christopher? Is it 1 or 2? That is the question. I'm going to neaten those up so that it sits back really nicely on there. To accidentally ban everyone. Accidentally, she says. Two phones. Why? Why do you have two phones? Sell one and get a laptop. So remember, if you have a brain and double check things, you won't have to do all this. I make these mistakes so that you don't have to. Terry for 120 on our past, thank God for the second-hand market in local model shops, eh? Well, yeah, but that's a Hornby thing. That's not a model shop thing. Mainly focusing on second-hand. Good on them. I also mainly focus on second-hand. I also price my stuff realistically so that it can sell. No, I don't. That's a lie. I price it so that you'll make me offers and I'll say yes to your offers and you'll pay less than the advertised price. But don't tell anyone that's what I do. Can I actually, Gary actually comes to figure out what I know? I have another 2 accounts and devices I can use yet. See, now you're just getting silly, Christopher. Which is obviously completely unlike you. The secret is safe with us. Good, good. Because, you know, there are still people that will come in the shop and pay the ticket price, and I'm quite happy for that to be a situation that continues. Hello, peeps. Hello, lend us a quid. Welcome. How are you this evening? I won't tell anyone about the secret. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Military, US rail, French rail, Japanese rail, and UK rail. If you fired up, you know, your flight simulator yet, Christopher? With all those nice new things you were sent for it. 2 accounts for those are rookie numbers. You've got those numbers. Well, they certainly are compared to you, aren't they, Killian? Question is, how many of your accounts are subscribed to me, Killian? Because, you know, you're really pushing it up there, aren't you? Right, so that is the main structure of it built. Now it's down to those little details we were talking about earlier. And look, the bot says hydration is important. Pretend you heard a water crane or something there. Not been able to get into the lot. I have injured my back. That was silly of you. Very silly indeed. Just finished building K's 042 Lion. Fantastic. I really enjoyed my Lion build. How did you find it? Subscribe to Hornby and Hornby Magazine. Ah, but Hornby and Hornby Magazine are two completely different companies that have nothing to do with each other than the fact Hornby Magazine use Hornby's name. Right, there's nothing in that bag we want for our small details. There's nothing in that bag because that's all lectures. There's one bit we want. There's 2 more bits we want. Motor was a real sod to get in the body. Yes. Yes, it was. That took a long time for me to file that down properly. My God. Right, that's enough parts for us to get on with for a moment. We want those 2. We want that. White metal cosmetic screw link. We of course won't be fitting that because we'll be using real screw links. But we want that. And we want those 2. Bruce Hornby. Oh, let's go to Batman. Batman are obviously the superior company. What? Who said that? And I'm also subscribed to Acura Scale, who are also very good. And much better than Hornby. What? What? Sorry. Who keeps saying these things? Terrible thing to be saying about poor Hornby. Oh, I know which bit we're missing here. I don't know quite how it works on these older ones because it doesn't want to be that high. It might be that. Some interference. Yeah, I don't know where it's come from. Yeah, I'll need to double check that. I'll do that off camera. That goes there. That goes there. Helgen, good diesels, certainly. Fantastic diesels for the most part. Obviously not without their issues in some cases though. And that goes there. And that's the top of the tender. Well, that's the tender basically done. It's just adding the wheels and the pipes and stuff then. The buffers will be added in the future because I'm going with sprung buffers and they've not arrived yet. Oh, the drawbar. That's what else will need to be added. Belgium's 47 has been great along the 1361. I have fair enough. I have heard mixed things about their steam engines. But their diesels are almost always good. I think it's the opposite of my local UKN. Oh, fair enough. That would explain it. There we are. One tank filler full. I've planned to build an LB&SCR layout. I don't know when. I approve of plans to build LB&SC layouts, even if you don't know when you're doing it. The fact the plan exists will do for me. Oh, and the top of the handbrake. Found the image of the Ravenglass armour trains on the Discord server. Excellent. I shall have a look at that after the stream finishes then. Which gives us 40 minutes or so until I see that image. Considering it's what asked me if stream, nothing ever fell off my O228. Oh, interesting. I say I've heard mixed things about their Steam, including its running capabilities generally not being great. But it's good to hear someone say, no, they're fine. I have never owned a Helgen Steam loco, only some of their diesels. There we go. Nicely in there. Only released speed 36 47 SS only running and not had to pull anything in anger. Fair enough. No wonder my soldering iron's been performing a bit rubbish tonight. That was extremely loose. Tip needs a good proper cleaning as well, but that can wait. So now if we put it upside down, give all these end bits a polish. Then we can drop in the wheels. That one's feeling a bit tight now. Which is annoying. It was definitely alright earlier. It's fine now. Must have just been something caught there. Then we'll polish up these bits. Get plenty of flux on. I'll pop the wheels out whilst I have the flux. Because then I'm not just spreading the flux all over the wheels. And I can pop the wheels back. Maybe I could have tinned them, never mind. Done now. I definitely should have tinned them though. Just saying. Spread some flux on those bits with my now tightened up and actually performing how I expect it to soldering iron. It's getting so short, this bit of solder, which I do believe is the same bar of solder we have been using the whole time we've been doing white metal kits on here. I don't think I have ever had to replace it. But yeah, I should definitely have tinned them before putting the wheels in. definitely no chance of covering everything with flux then, is there? That's too much. We don't want too much. That's better. See, the good thing about soldering, nothing is permanent. Everything can be reversed. Impressive. It is, isn't it? I'll say I've lasted really well. Definitely need to get myself a new one now because it is really running low. But I don't recall ever having to buy one. And this is the same pot of flux, but it really is getting low now. Right, so with that done, can slice those off. Give them a quick wipe over to get rid of the excess flux. Need some more for myself, just a reminder. Got some Gauge Master stuff in stock at the shop. Night must be awfully great, Gary. Thanks for the stream. Okay, thank you for coming, Andy. Great to have you here as always. I shall see you back again next week, I hope. So now we drop those on. There they are. Should probably invest in some flux, but plenty in the shop. And yes, you should. Strong enough I can pick it up by the wheel. So all I'm doing here is just heating all the way through the white metal so that the solder that we tinned on there remelts. And some people say white metal soldering's hard because the white metal melts so at such a low temperature. It's all about having the right tools. And when it comes to white metal, that just means a temperature controlled soldering iron. There we go. Tender is on its wheels. Doesn't it look good? I'm using dimmer switch. Well, that's an adjustable soldering iron. This one is very much temperature controlled. So I have that set to 200 degrees. There is a thermal, is it a thermostat? That's the word I'm after, isn't it? In here, thermal sensor that it knows that this is exactly 200 degrees. So it is very much, it is genuinely controlled by the temperature. Not that bag I want. I know I've seen the part I'm after. There it is. So yeah, there is a difference between an adjustable soldering iron and a temperature controlled one. And of course you can, with the dimmer switch setup, check and see for yourself how hot it is at each setting, and you can put marks so you know what is where and that you're getting the temperature you want. But it's not quite the same thing. Tomorrow, after I'm going to upload video mainline manor classes and Norton Manor Hall in the local goods passenger train. Excellent. More videos is the best type of videos, so I'm told. I should clean that off the front a bit, really, because I don't actually want flux all over the brass. It's going to be anyway, but you know. So this wants to go through here. This wants to drop onto it like that. And it even gives us 2 positions for coupling the loco. So that we can have a closer coupling when we've got nicer curves, and all my layouts have those nice curves. Hailsham, which is where this loco will primarily be seen, its tightest curves are the medium radius points. Upload a video once I get back from college. Yeah, be good. Say, more videos is the best type of videos. So now, what we do is we unscrew this nut. Maybe not all the way, if we can get away with it. We can. This makes me think they shouldn't have made me put a screw through here, and it should have been a captive nut. I might need to open that hole out a bit. Let's take the nut the rest of the way off to do that, so we can actually remove the chassis. So yeah, the instructions specify this should be a screw. I think it would be better as a captive nut and the screw going in from the bottom. There is in here a funny U-shaped bit where the white metal is slightly thinner. So I'm going to do my best to remove that. And whilst it's not ideal, I'm hoping that opens it up enough without having to open up any more to get that to be able to couple. There we go. It does indeed. There we go. That's out. So that now goes down on there. And there we have Loco and Tender coupled up. Need to get a full plate in there because there's still a decent size gap. But yeah, look at that. I'm going to refill the hydration. Well, I'm going to partly fill the hydration vessel because it's only 20 minutes left. But she's certainly looking like a C2 now. Hydration is important, everyone. And that's got plenty of swing in it. I will, of course, be playing with it on the layout to check that she's able to move. What colour pen is it? She will be going into Stroudley's Goods Green. First livery worn by the class. I do believe... Well, no, we've got some steps to add at the front of the tender still, so that's what we'll do next. Oh yeah, I see where they go. We've still got some Loco details to add. But since we're with the tender, and the Loco details are genuinely down as separate instructions that come after this, let's see if we can find these steps. There's one set. Interesting that it's only one set there. Aha, there's the other set. Let's double check I'm using the right ones here. And then transfers. Yes, it'll be getting transfers. This bag. This is the bag I want. Here. That is the ones for the tender. So these two can go in there. Yeah, she's being done in as built condition, down to every detail. The kit even came with some extra number plates, which I thought was rather a nice touch. It comes with various number plates for various different locos, but all in different eras. And there is a link to my Facebook page, which I really need to get and do more stuff on. When I opened that up, I had really big plans for what I was going to do with it once it got a decent following. And I honestly don't know how many people follow it. No, it wasn't. Stroudley was not colourblind. That is a myth. It is not true. You have at least got the colour right though, and you don't think it's yellow like Dapol and Hornby do. So, well done for that. Over 70 last time I checked. That's a decent number. I should definitely be doing more with that Facebook page now then. I thought he was colourblind. Yeah, but he wasn't. And now you know he wasn't. So when people say to you that it was that colour because he was colourblind, you can correct them and say, no, Stroudley wasn't actually colourblind. That is a myth. The Brighton had teams of employed doctors and such forth. His medical records exist in the archives, and there is no mention of colourblindness. And, you know, his vision was tested and stuff. We know he wasn't colourblind. Well, look, he's changed names again. But yeah, I think it is because Dapol and Hornby is why they've both got it so wrong. I can't even work out where it came from when he said that. What? How have you got this idea that Dapol own Hornby? No, Christopher. Just no. I'll just ban all but one of your accounts. or just wait till the chatbot does it again. Interesting information. Thank you, Gary. I learn something new every day. Also, thoroughly enjoyed the live stream. Thank you so much for the amazing live stream, Gary. That is not a problem, Lewis. Good to have you here, and I am glad to be teaching you stuff. That is my one thing I have definitely taught someone this week that makes the whole live stream worthwhile. Don't trust the Brighton's medical team after the story you told me about the deaf and blind driver. Well, I mean, the thing is, they knew he was deaf and blind. There's nothing wrong with the medical team there. They are all sucked though. No, I'll just ban all but one of them. I think I have managed to solder the brass, which I did not want to do. I'm never a fan of doing bits like this, because they're too easy to go wrong. And it was my fault. All that flux on there has let it run too freely. So now I'm just going to try and get some of the solder off there. Deaf blind driver sounds perfect. Yeah, perfectly safe, Paul. My God, it's been a while. I thought we were free of the spammers now. It's been so long since we'd seen one. But yeah, to answer the safety question, Paul, we know about this deaf-blind driver because of the accident reports. Good evening, Thomas. You're rather late this evening. How are you? A song about spam, 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 spam. Wonderful spam, marvellous spam. Copyright strike in 3, 2, 1. See, the problem here is it's never all going to come off. Alright, cheers, got distracted with Uno for a wee while, I'm afraid. Fair enough, that's a good reason. One theory is that regular greens were unstable on steam locomotives. Green darkened and became bluer, even Southern Railway over darkened, so maybe the IG was better than the older green. Yes, that is a theory I have heard. And I rather like the theory of it is called that because it's an improvement over Loco Green, rather than describing the colour. Now, whether that theory is true or not, I don't know. But I do like it as a theory. It makes sense. I'm actually going to cheat with this bit now. That would make sense. Green pigments in 19th and even through 20th are incredibly unstable, rely on a high percentage of blue pigment underneath, which in turn were also weak. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to cheat. Use a bit of glue. Can't find my regular one, so we'll use this one. Being careful here not to get any glue on the top at all. And using my touching the parts with both hands technique to keep my hand from shaking. I like to think that Stradley had a sense of humour and he joked about him being colourblind, but someone took it seriously. No, there is no mention of Stradley being colourblind. So that definitely didn't happen. So if green paint darkens and becomes more blue, why not just add more yellow? Because then that just darkens and becomes more blue. That's not stuck yet and may not at all. That's no good. It literally fell out. It might need some araldite. Which is going to be a bit harder to get in, but also it gives me a chance to clean it up as well, so probably be fine. Let's just try and get a nice smooth top on this. There we go. Substituting blue for more intense yellow or brown pigment mellows the entire colour down to that brownish tan of IG. It does indeed. Or could indeed, yes. Wise decision with the gloomy fee, because yellow is a translucent colour pigment, same as red. It's very hard to actually build up any decent intensity. True. So you know if that says chemistry lab, we can test it. No. Trying to unoxidise. I'm trying to unoxidise the wheels on one of my older models. Oh, sounds wonderfully fun. Don't knock over your C2. That would be silly. So with 5 minutes to go, I am mixing up the 5-minute araldite. Convenient, that isn't it? You'd almost think I planned it. I didn't. But you might think I did. Of course, the problem is this is going to be much trickier to get in the hole without coming onto the top than the super glue was. But I think I've done it. Darn, you fell in too early. If I give that a wiggle every so often, it should set nicely without affecting that. Yeah, I also, yeah, spam. Oh, no spams. I can be smart. My mind. Well, they're only spam bots. They're not going to listen to you. I don't mind actual real spammers as much because at least they're there putting some effort in and trying to be funny. I mean, they're obviously always failing. But we had one before and we spent most of the night talking to him. Almost got it back. Excellent. I should take this. And there is once again time for Gary's YouTube shield notifications. So do remember to smash that like button or give it a gentle tap, or even the dislike button if you haven't liked what we've got done this evening and you thought I'm a bit boring. But whilst you're there, do make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell so you get alerted when I go live or upload a video. I know, I'm such a shill in every walk of life, aren't I? Do I ever do anything without shilling? No, no I don't. Let's come and find me out. Like a man, you're great, because we don't want me to, on this amazing live stream, hashtag hydration is important. It is indeed. Hydration is very important. 2 minutes to midnight. You wonderful as always, Harry. It's a morning. Thanks for streaming. Thank you, Killian. Mellow, yeah, boring. Nah, excellent. That's what I like to hear. No, you don't get to move. You have to stay and set in the Araldite. But yes, Araldite definitely the way forwards there. As for the year one, never boring, so well. Thank you very much. As we approach the most midnight of midnights. I'm going to have to re-Araldite it later if I do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Because I want to finish the live stream. With the loco and tender together. Just like that. Doesn't it look good? I'm very happy with that. I really need to make sure I get those buffers delivered this week. We'll have some details to fit on the loco next week, and it will probably will get some painting done because there's not really a lot else to do, is there? We have done rather well here, I think. And we can get on with. We might even do some of the electronics if I've got it all figured out by then. I'm not sure I will. We will see. So yes, I'd like to thank you all for coming. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you have too. We now have a nice loco with a very nice tender behind it, I think. This is 9 hours into the build. So tonight. Never mind. Well, that's a shame. I'm sorry about that because I am off now. Thank you for coming, everyone. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you have too. I've been Gary. This has been Let's Build. And you have been awesome. Good night.